Good afternoon. This is my first time making a product review video for YouTube or for any other channel. Currently, I have a Nikon Z6ii. Just received it a couple days ago. This is my first time ever owning a mirrorless camera, so the mirrorless world is pretty much new to me. Previously, I was using a Nikon D750. I've only taken about maybe 50 to 100 shots on this camera so far, and like 2 or 3 little short videos. A couple evenings ago. Um, my first impression of the camera is it's a pretty small camera, but the weight of it is pretty much the same as the D750. It has a little weight to it, which is good. You know, it has a good feeling in your hand there. It feels like it's very sturdily built and everything like that to me. The first thing I noticed when I first started using this, like as I'm panning around the room, finding different little things here in my home to take a quick shot of, I noticed that the screen appeared to have like a little bit of lag to it. I'm not sure if that's something that is normal for a mirrorless camera or whether it's just something that I'm not used to because it is a mirrorless camera. But that kind of bothered me just a little bit, but I think it's something I can easily get over for the most part. Um, the blackout time of the screen like going black when the shutter is pulled, a lot of people complained about that on the Z6, saying that it was a lot of time in between each frame when it did that. But the blackout time on the Z6 II really didn't bother me that much there. For the images, you know, 'cause I mostly do portraits, not too much action videos or sports or anything like that with a lot of moving images in the background, a lot of moving parts in the background. So the blackout time is really not a big deal for me for that. The other thing that I notice is the way that I hold my hand on the camera is probably not the way that most people hold the camera. You know, I typically hold it with just this like part here. My fingers isn't turned all the way around, you know, so my finger kind of like sits up on the top of the button there instead of being across there, which for me makes it hard to reach the function 1 and function 2 buttons there, put that way, by me having small hands. So that is kind of a little bummer to me there, because I want to get more into using those function buttons to get to certain options a whole lot quicker there. So maybe that is something that they can think about a little bit later, is like that placement of those buttons there. But overall, you know, I can make quick adjustments with my hands to get to those buttons if needed. But I do love the fact of the ISO button being on the top there now. So it's something that you can quickly access here on the top of the camera body there, and you easily change your ISO. Something in the past that I had to kind of like stop, go into the menu, make a quick change there to get that ISO updated to whatever fitted the situation I might have been in, taking some portraits depending on if the sun or whatever changed. So that's a good thing that I did appreciate having that there. But one thing I did notice about the camera while doing videos was the bottom left of the camera, in the area where you can screw in your tripod stand there or whatever base plate you may have. That part of the camera felt a little warm to me. So I'm not sure what was going on with that, whether it was just normal temperature of the camera operating during that time that I was using it. The camera was on at a time for probably about 30 minutes to an hour during the little test shoots that I were doing. But outside of that though, the camera feels pretty good in my hand. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to get out and actually doing a photo shoot with it, doing some portraits with it, getting to my little in-home studio, or even getting out and finding someplace outside, you know, like a local park or somewhere, and doing a photo shoot there to see how the camera really turns out for me.